Hi, everybody. I tried before. I don't know whether I finished it or not, or whether I did something wrong. But this is a start of a new day. We're here to invite you to be a participant to our program. My name is Gerald Scott. Some call me Rev, some call me Bishop, some call me Elder, some call me things I don't want for you even to know. But I'm here today to talk about a very important topic to me and to others. We'll be dealing with a series of programs on Monday and Friday afternoons at 3 p.m. I'm going to be here on Facebook Live to share with you in the question and in the statement of disability. Hey, Romero, my friend Romero. We'll be talking about taking the disc out of disability. Taking the disc out of disability. I myself have a disability. I was born with cerebral palsy nearly 65 years ago. And I know the challenges that people with disabilities have. And more than that, I know the challenges that all of us have on one level or another. Some of us are challenged by life, by finances, by violence, by jobs. We're just challenged in life. Every one of us have had a mountain to climb, a river to cross, if you will, a hurdle to climb, and to jump over. We've all had challenges in our lives. And people with disabilities are no more challenged than anyone else, but in a way they are. Because people with disabilities are not just challenged by their disability, but they're challenged by the attitudes of many within society. And in my humble opinion, that's the greatest challenge of them all. To be judged and to be looked at and to be measured by how you walk, or whether you can see, or whether you can hear, whether you're short of stature. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, in my humble opinion, because everyone has value. Hello, Bishop. Bishop Tony Butler. God bless you. Every one of us has value. I don't believe that God made any junk. I don't believe that God makes a mistake. I believe that every one of us is put here for a reason and for a purpose. These programs that we're going to have on Facebook Live will bring to the forefront the value of people with disabilities. Yes, people with disabilities. I don't believe that justice and equality is a privilege. I believe that justice and equality is a right for every human being, able-bodied or disabled. You know, there are nearly 60 million people with disabilities in this nation. Many of us, most of us, quite a few of us have what we call visible disabilities. But some, hi Rodney, some of us have invisible disabilities. All the visible disabilities we know: blindness, deafness, cerebral palsy like myself, someone who's had a spinal injury, muscular dystrophy, Parkinson's disease, and the list go on and on. Hey, cousin Vance. Good to see Vance with us, and all of you with us this day. But there are invisible disabilities, like epilepsy, diabetes, heart disease. These are invisible disabilities. Depression, allergies, HIV and AIDS can be invisible. Mental illness, when controlled by medication, is invisible. ADHD, invisible disabilities. Hi, Roosevelt Brown. They are invisible disabilities, but disabilities nevertheless. In fact, if you look at it, invisible disabilities have the potential of being more lethal and more serious than visible disabilities. Yeah, I said it. But if you don't see it, people don't believe it. I have a cousin that not long ago was driving his car, and he parked in a handicapped place, and the person that saw him didn't see if that the placard or not. They just saw them walk from their car to the store, and they stopped him and asked him why was he parking in the handicapped part. That was for handicapped people. He didn't have any right to park there. And he had to remind him, not everybody has a visible disability. Not everybody who is disabled travels with a wheelchair. Not everybody who's disabled has a problem in walking or seeing or hearing. There are invisible disabilities that are awesome and powerful. Hey, Terrence, that people don't even know about. We all know of someone who has passed off this scene from cancer. Yes, we do. Love you too, Rodney. We all know someone who's had to deal with other diseases, diabetes. You may have that yourself, or some loved one you've had that you know about. I want you to put in your comments some invisible or visible disability that you may have. I want to see this who can really understand and relate to what we're talking about today. Love you too, OG. OG. That's me. Some of these guys I taught in high school. Some of them I went to church with here today. Some of them I've known through Facebook. But God bless each and every one who paused long enough to stop by. I want to talk about disability, the word itself. The dictionary says it's someone with a disadvantage. Someone with a condition that limits them. Merriam-Webster, I want to read exactly from that dictionary. It says, this is what it says in Merriam-Webster's dictionary. It says this. It says that people with disabilities, my Lord, lack qualification to do anything. They lack qualification to do anything. They are disadvantaged. That was powerful when I read that one. You know, I read that and I said, oh my God. Lacks or you're disqualified to do anything. And I said, my goodness. Then I guess I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing here now. I shouldn't have been pastoring for 20 years. I shouldn't have been teaching at a church school for nearly 7. I shouldn't have written a book. I shouldn't be a father. I shouldn't be a husband. I shouldn't be a grandfather. I shouldn't be anything. I should be just here vegetating until the time the Lord calls me home. If that's the definition. You're not qualified to do anything. And that's Merriam-Webster. And many schools use that edition of dictionary. That's deep, isn't it? You're not qualified to do anything. This means that this part of it means that anytime you see dishonor, disrespect, disgrace, it's a lessening of. You've lost something in the process. What do you mean, Rev? What do you mean, Gerald? If you're dishonorable, that means you once had honor, you were once honorable, but you're not anymore. You don't have honor anymore. Or you may not have honor at all. You're dishonorable. If you're disgraceful, it means that you've lost your grace or you've never been graceful. So you're disabled means that we're going to ignore your ability and look at your disability because we're dissing the ability that you do possess. Thank you, Terrence. You've been one of my better students, too. We're going to disregard Once again, that word dis. We're going to disregard. Remember I told you the definition of disability. Disadvantage. You're disqualified from anything. You're dis. We're going to diss you. Young people say that I'm going to diss you. I mean, I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to act as though you don't even exist. And in many circles, that's how people with disabilities feel, and that's what their lives are. They have been dismissed. Talking about getting on the back of the bus, many of us can't even get on the bus. Because of attitudes of people, and even the attitudes of those responsible for transporting people from one place to another. Disrespect. Hey, Florence. How you doing? God bless her. One of my Darby neighbors. One of my Darby friends, in fact, that whole family. Disrespect. We can't even get in the church. Most churches don't have any accessibility into them. Most mosques don't have accessibility into them. Most of the others don't have access. Synagogues don't have access for the most part. We have to take the dis out of disability. And every week we're going to stress this over and over again. If you have a disability, whether it's visible or invisible. Hi, Latifah. And Iris, God bless you. If you have a disability, whether it's visible or invisible, we named a few moments ago the invisible disabilities: diabetes, epilepsy, ADHD, whatever it is. You know me, I'm Rev. I don't know all them alphabets, I know. I taught history. All of those are disabilities too. Anytime you have to change your diet, you can't eat anything. Heart disease, you got to be careful of the salt intake. Anytime that you have some limitation on you, you are disabled. You have a limitation. But you're not disqualified to do anything. That's a lie. I don't care who in the dictionary says otherwise. I don't care what the dictionary says about that. Nobody's disqualified to do anything. And thanks be to God, what God has chosen me to do, he enabled me to do. He didn't mean for me to be a Carl Lewis, so he didn't give me 2 good legs. He didn't mean for me to be a Jesse Owens, so he didn't allow me to run fast. He wanted me to be a preacher. Hey, Alan. He wanted me to be a preacher, and that's what he chose me, how he made me, and that was my purpose in life. Stop trying to be what you're not meant to be, whether you're able-bodied or disabled. Stop trying to be what you're not meant to be. You were meant to be something in particular. Find out what that is. Hey, Ronald, how you doing? Reynolds Simpson, man, been years. Find out what God meant for you to be. Find out what you was meant to be. Your purpose, your destiny. My destiny is my destiny. Your destiny is your destiny. I never look to the left or to the right and wonder why I couldn't be a great doctor and wonder why I couldn't be a great lawyer and why I couldn't do this and why I couldn't do that. The world already said I couldn't do anything. You heard Webster. It told me that I'm disqualified to do anything. But I'm not going to let anybody define who I am. And I challenge you not to let anybody define who you are. Define your own self. Who do you think you are? What do you think you are meant to be and meant to do in life? It's your decision. It's your choice. It's your life. Well, visit us again on Friday, 3 p.m. We're going to be right here. And we invite you to put your comments down at the bottom in the comments section of your page. If you have a challenge, if you have a difficulty in your life, if you know someone in your life that's facing some situation in their life, hey, Barbara Mack, Evangelist Barbara Mack. If you know of someone who has a situation in their life that they're facing, some disability that they're trying to overcome or have to overcome or have overcome, my brother, Jeffrey Moore, God bless you. Kyle, hello there, my friend. Jovan, my goodness. We invite you to come back Friday at 3 o'clock. We're going to continue this discussion. We got a whole lot more to say. I want to talk about faith in the disabled. It's a shameful history. We're going to talk about it. Where does sin play in all of this? We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. And I want you to be a part of it. Every single one of you are challenged by something. Every single one of you. And if you haven't lived long enough to be challenged, live long enough. And you're going to face something. Something that's going to challenge you. God bless you, Johnny. Challenge you to the core of your being. But I'm here to tell you, you're more than a conqueror. I don't care whether you're sitting in a wheelchair like me, whether you have a seeing-eyed dog, or whether you have a hearing aid in your ear, or whether you're just challenged being a single mother, or challenged being a young black man in a society where black men are being killed every hour of every day, or a woman that's still considered a second-class citizen. No matter what you're challenged by, know that you're not challenged sure enough. But you are all that you were meant to be, and you were meant to be something wonderful. The Bible tells me in Jeremiah, it says, from your mother's womb, I know what I wanted you to be. And I'm telling you, from your mother's womb, even before that, there was a purpose for you in mind. You are somebody. You know I got to tell them, Jovan. You are somebody. And Brother Jeffrey, you know, you can always get on that Facebook and be a part of us, share with us. And I learned a long time ago, and I'm going to leave you with this. I learned this a long time ago. I may have cerebral palsy, but cerebral palsy has never had me. My students that are here know this. Yes, predestination. We were predestined from the foundation of the world to be who we are. We're not an accident. We're not a mistake. We're not a oops. We're not a slip up. We were meant to be right here, right now, for this season and for this time. God bless each and every one of you. We're going to be back on Friday at 3 o'clock, and we hope that you're going to be with us as well. I admonish you, come on to Blog Talk Radio and look up Barbara Mack's show. She's there every day, Monday through Friday at Blog Talk Radio. Freedom Ministries. Look her up, Barbara Mack, Jean Pittman Mack, Barbara Jean Pittman Mack. Look her up at Facebook, and she will let you know how to get to her program. God bless you. Latifah, you know Rev. You know Rev. And until we meet again, may God be with you. May God lead you. And know this, you are somebody. You are created in his image, and you're created for a purpose. Talk to you soon. Bye.